In today's world, it can be challenging to stay true to yourself, to understand who you really are, and to focus on your inner growth. We're constantly bombarded with distractions, expectations from others, and external pressures. But the true journey in life is not to please everyone or to follow the crowd. The real journey is to understand yourself, to ask the question, who am I? And find answers through self-observation, reflection, and self-improvement. This video is for those who seek to understand themselves more deeply, for those who wish to be free from external distractions and focus on their own path, inner growth, and becoming the best version of themselves. Through the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, we will discuss how you can become more mindful, accept all sides of yourself, take responsibility for your life, and create an environment that supports your growth. In this video, we'll cover 10 key aspects of self-understanding and personal development. Each of these sections will delve deeper into the wisdom of Stoicism and offer practical advice to help you grow and inspire others to make positive changes in their lives. Let's begin. The power of self-observation. The journey of self-discovery begins with self-observation. It's the ability to watch your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without judgment. Many of us go through life without truly understanding why we act or feel a certain way. We react impulsively, influenced by external factors, without pausing to ask ourselves why we are reacting in this way. Stoicism teaches us to observe ourselves as if we were an outsider. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." In the same way, we must learn to observe our emotions and thoughts without being overwhelmed by them. Why is self-observation important? Self-observation allows us to identify our triggers, our fears, and our desires. It's the first step in understanding who we are and why we act in certain ways. By observing yourself, you gain insight into your patterns, your strengths, and your weaknesses. For example, if you often feel angry when someone criticizes you, ask yourself, why does this bother me so much? What is the source of this anger? Is it insecurity, fear of rejection, or something else? By answering these questions, you begin to understand your deeper motivations and can start working on them. How to practice self-observation. Mindfulness. Start by being mindful of your daily thoughts and emotions. Instead of reacting immediately, pause and observe. Notice your feelings and thoughts without judgment. Journaling. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors every day. This will help you see patterns and understand your emotional triggers. Reflect on your actions. At the end of each day, reflect on your actions. What went well? What could have been handled better? By regularly reflecting, you will become more aware of your behavior and its impact on your life. Example from life. Imagine someone who often feels anxious in social situations. Instead of ignoring the feeling or blaming others, they start to observe themselves. They realize that their anxiety comes from a fear of judgment and rejection. By understanding this, they can start working on overcoming this fear and becoming more confident in social settings. Conclusion. Self-observation is the first and most important step on the path to self-discovery. It helps you understand your inner world, recognize your strengths and weaknesses, and start making conscious changes in your life. Stoicism encourages us to observe our emotions without becoming attached to them, which ultimately leads to greater emotional stability and inner peace. Acceptance of all sides of yourself. Accepting yourself fully is one of the most challenging and liberating experiences on the journey of self-discovery. We often divide ourselves into good and bad parts, embracing the aspects we like and rejecting or suppressing those we don't. However, true growth and self-understanding come from accepting all aspects of yourself, both light and dark. Why is self-acceptance important? Stoic philosophy teaches us that everything in life has value, even our flaws and mistakes. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle can also be applied to self-acceptance. The goal is not to be perfect, but to accept your imperfections and use them as tools for growth. When you accept all parts of yourself, you free yourself from the need for external validation. You stop trying to meet unrealistic expectations set by others and focus on your own journey. How to practice self-acceptance. Acknowledge your weaknesses. Start by acknowledging the parts of yourself that you have been avoiding or rejecting. Are you afraid of failure? Do you struggle with anger or impatience? Recognizing these traits is the first step toward accepting them. Be kind to yourself. Self-acceptance involves being compassionate toward yourself. Instead of criticizing yourself for your flaws, recognize that they are part of being human. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to a friend. Use your weaknesses as a source of growth. Once you've accepted your flaws, you can start working on them. Instead of seeing them as obstacles, view them as opportunities for personal development. Conclusion: self-acceptance is a powerful tool for personal growth. When you embrace all aspects of yourself, both strengths and weaknesses, you stop seeking approval from others and start focusing on your own journey. Stoicism teaches us that true wisdom comes from understanding and accepting the nature of things, including ourselves. The power of taking responsibility. Taking responsibility for your life is a fundamental aspect of Stoic philosophy. At its core, this means recognizing that while we can't control everything that happens around us, we can always control how we react to those circumstances. Taking responsibility means rejecting the role of the victim and actively participating in your life. We choose how we respond to difficulties, and this choice determines our success and personal growth. What does it mean to take responsibility? Taking responsibility means acknowledging that you are responsible for your happiness, health, and success. It doesn't mean that there won't be unexpected challenges or negative events in life, but it does mean that it's up to you to decide how to handle them. For example, imagine someone who loses their job. They can complain about the unfairness of it, blame others, and continue living in frustration, believing that external circumstances are responsible for their situation. Or they can take responsibility for their reaction, reevaluate their skills, learn something new, and make an effort to find a new job that brings them satisfaction. Taking responsibility is also about being honest with yourself. It means acknowledging your mistakes and flaws instead of shifting blame onto others or circumstances. Mistakes are inevitable, but what matters is how we deal with them. Stoicism and control. One of the key principles of Stoicism is the distinction between things that are within our control and those that are not. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us and some are not." This understanding frees us from worrying about what we cannot change and allows us to focus on what is within our power. When we take responsibility for our lives, we accept that we cannot control everything around us, but we can control our thoughts, feelings, and actions. This principle helps us maintain calm and act wisely, even in difficult situations. Example from life. Let's take another example. Relationships. If conflicts arise in a relationship, it's easy to blame the other person for the problems. However, taking responsibility for your part in the conflict is the first step toward resolving the issue. It's important to ask yourself, what can I change in my behavior to improve the situation? This approach not only helps resolve conflicts, but also fosters healthier, more mature relationships. Acceptance of mistakes is part of responsibility. Mistakes are a natural part of life. Acknowledging your mistakes and learning from them is a vital part of responsibility. It's important not to dwell on failures, but to use them as opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "To err is human, but to learn from mistakes is wise." It's important not to avoid or fear mistakes, but to learn to accept them as part of your journey. How to develop the skill of taking responsibility. Awareness. Start by becoming aware of your thoughts and actions. Each day, ask yourself, what can I do to improve my situation? This will help you see where you can take more responsibility. Avoid the victim mentality. It's easy to blame external circumstances for your problems. However, instead of spending time complaining, focus on what you can change. Learn from mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The important thing is to be able to learn from each unsuccessful experience and move forward with new knowledge. Take the initiative. Responsibility is not only about reacting to challenges, but also actively participating in your life. It means setting goals, making decisions, and taking actions that improve your life. Conclusion. Taking responsibility for your life is the key to inner freedom and harmony. When we realize that only we control our reactions and actions, we become masters of our own destiny. Stoicism teaches us that by taking responsibility for our thoughts and behavior, we can achieve a calm and balanced mind, regardless of external circumstances. Taking responsibility for yourself. Taking responsibility for your own life is a critical step in self-awareness and personal growth. It's about acknowledging that the way we live, the choices we make, and how we handle our emotions are within our control. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to accept responsibility for our actions, reactions, and decisions. The importance of responsibility. Responsibility is the foundation of personal freedom. Without it, we fall into the habit of blaming others or external circumstances for our problems. Taking responsibility, on the other hand, empowers us to change what we can, to accept what we cannot, and to grow from every experience. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This means that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Why do we avoid responsibility? Many people avoid taking responsibility because it's difficult. It means facing our mistakes, accepting that we are not perfect, and realizing that we are accountable for our lives. This can be uncomfortable. However, growth only happens when we step out of our comfort zones and confront reality. Steps to taking responsibility. Own your actions. Every action you take is a choice. When something goes wrong, avoid the temptation to blame others or circumstances. Instead, ask yourself what you could have done differently and what you can learn from the experience. Acknowledge your emotions. Part of taking responsibility is acknowledging how you feel without letting your emotions control you. By understanding your emotions, you can respond more rationally instead of reacting impulsively. Stop making excuses. Excuses prevent growth. When you take full responsibility, you stop using excuses like, "I didn't have enough time," or "it wasn't my fault." Instead, you accept your role in the situation and focus on solutions. Focus on what you can control. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control everything in life, but we can control our thoughts, emotions, and actions. By focusing on what you can control, you empower yourself to make meaningful changes. Example from life. Imagine someone who consistently arrives late to work. Instead of blaming traffic or other external factors, they decide to take responsibility. They adjust their routine, leave earlier, and plan better. By taking ownership of the situation, they solve the problem instead of continuing to complain about it. Stoicism and responsibility. In Stoicism, taking responsibility is closely tied to the concept of personal virtue. Epictetus taught that we are responsible for our own character and the actions we take. He said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When we take responsibility for our thoughts and actions, we align ourselves with the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with nature and reason. How to maintain responsibility. Practice self-reflection. Regular self-reflection allows you to identify areas where you may be avoiding responsibility. It also helps you recognize patterns in your behavior that you can improve. Seek feedback. Ask for feedback from people you trust. Sometimes others can see things about ourselves that we may overlook. This can help you take responsibility for blind spots in your life. Make accountability a habit. Regularly check in with yourself to ensure you are taking responsibility for your actions and decisions. Over time, this becomes a habit that strengthens your character. Conclusion. Taking responsibility for yourself is not always easy, but it is one of the most empowering things you can do. By owning your actions, emotions, and decisions, you take control of your life and set the stage for personal growth. Stoicism teaches us that taking responsibility leads to inner freedom and strength. When we stop blaming external forces and take ownership of our lives, we unlock the potential to change and grow. Accepting all sides of yourself. Accepting all sides of yourself, both the good and the bad, is essential for true self-awareness and inner peace. In Stoicism, self-acceptance doesn't mean that we ignore our flaws, but that we recognize them, accept them as part of who we are, and work to improve where we can. Why is self-acceptance important? Without self-acceptance, we often live in denial of our weaknesses or mistakes. This can lead to frustration, anxiety, and an endless pursuit of perfection that isn't achievable. Accepting all sides of yourself means acknowledging that you are a work in progress and that it's okay to have both strengths and weaknesses. As Marcus Aurelius said, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. This reminds us that we should approach our own imperfections with understanding while striving to be better. Steps to self-acceptance. Recognize your flaws. The first step toward self-acceptance is acknowledging that you have flaws. Nobody is perfect. By recognizing your shortcomings, you can begin the process of self-improvement. Let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism is the enemy of self-acceptance. Accept that you are human and that it's okay to make mistakes. What's important is that you learn from them and continue to grow. Forgive yourself. Self-acceptance requires forgiveness. Holding on to guilt or regret over past mistakes can prevent you from moving forward. Forgive yourself for your past actions and focus on what you can do better in the present. Embrace your strengths. Just as it's important to accept your flaws, it's also important to recognize and embrace your strengths. By focusing on your positive qualities, you build self-confidence and inner peace. Example from life. Imagine someone who struggles with self-criticism. They constantly beat themselves up for their mistakes and feel like they're never good enough. However, by practicing self-acceptance, they learn to recognize their imperfections without letting them define their self-worth. Instead of dwelling on their flaws, they start focusing on their strengths and the progress they're making. Stoicism and self-acceptance. The Stoics believed in accepting reality, both external and internal. This includes accepting yourself as you are, while striving to live according to virtue. Seneca taught that we must face our own nature with honesty and not shy away from uncomfortable truths about ourselves. Stoicism encourages self-improvement, but it also teaches us to accept that we are imperfect beings. By embracing all sides of ourselves, we can work toward becoming the best versions of ourselves without being hindered by unrealistic expectations. How to practice self-acceptance. Self-reflection. Take time to reflect on both your strengths and weaknesses. Self-awareness is the key to accepting all aspects of who you are. Mindfulness. Practice mindfulness to stay grounded in the present moment. Mindfulness helps you observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, making it easier to accept yourself as you are. Set realistic goals. Aim for progress, not perfection. Setting realistic goals helps you stay focused on growth without putting unnecessary pressure on yourself. Surround yourself with supportive people. The people you surround yourself with can greatly influence your self-perception. Surround yourself with those who encourage self-acceptance and growth, rather than those who foster self-doubt. Conclusion. Accepting all sides of yourself is a crucial part of personal growth and inner peace. It allows you to move beyond self-criticism and perfectionism, and to approach life with more clarity and confidence. Stoicism teaches that while we should strive for self-improvement, we must also accept that we are inherently imperfect. By embracing all aspects of ourselves, we can achieve a more balanced and fulfilling life. Choosing your environment wisely. The people and environments we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our mindset, behavior, and personal growth. In Stoicism, the concept of choosing your environment wisely is rooted in the idea that our external influences shape our internal world. If we want to cultivate a strong mind and virtuous character, we must be mindful of the company we keep and the situations we expose ourselves to. Why is your environment important? Your environment has a direct effect on your thoughts, actions, and even your self-perception. Negative environments can drain your energy and weaken your resolve, while positive environments can inspire you to grow and become the best version of yourself. As Epictetus advised, keep company with those who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. This reminds us to choose our surroundings with intention, seeking out people and places that align with our values and goals. How to choose your environment wisely. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with greatly impact your mindset. Surround yourself with individuals who support your personal growth, challenge you to be better, and inspire you to live according to your values. Limit negative influences. It's not always possible to completely remove negative people or environments from your life, but you can limit their influence. Recognize when certain situations or relationships drain your energy or distract you from your goals, and minimize your exposure to them. Create a space for growth. Your physical environment also matters. Create a space that encourages focus, peace, and productivity. This could mean organizing your home, creating a quiet place for reflection, or ensuring that your work environment is conducive to growth. Seek out inspiration. Look for environments that inspire you, whether it's spending time in nature, joining a community of like-minded individuals, or engaging in activities that challenge your mind and body. Example from life. Imagine someone who is trying to improve their health, but they are surrounded by friends who don't share the same priorities. Every time they try to eat healthily or exercise, their friends discourage them. This person realizes that their environment is holding them back, so they decide to limit their time with those friends and instead join a fitness group where people support each other's health goals. As a result, they find it easier to stay motivated and reach their goals. Stoicism and choosing your environment. In Stoicism, the idea of choosing your environment wisely is linked to the pursuit of virtue. The Stoics believe that our external world affects our internal state, and that by aligning ourselves with positive influences, we are more likely to develop wisdom, courage, and self-control. Seneca said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." This emphasizes the importance of surrounding ourselves with individuals who encourage us to live according to our highest principles. How to maintain a positive environment. Be mindful of your interactions. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with certain people or spending time in certain environments. If something consistently leaves you feeling drained or negative, it may be time to reassess its place in your life. Set boundaries. Establish clear boundaries with people who may be negative influences in your life. This doesn't mean cutting them off completely, but limiting their ability to affect your mindset and behavior. Actively seek out growth. Regularly put yourself in situations that challenge you to grow. This could mean seeking out new learning opportunities, surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, or placing yourself in environments that foster creativity and focus. Conclusion. Choosing your environment wisely is essential for personal growth and self-mastery. The people and places we surround ourselves with can either support or hinder our development. Stoicism teaches us to be intentional about our surroundings, seeking out environments that align with our values and help us cultivate virtue. By being mindful of our environment, we create the conditions for our own growth and success. Building inner strength. Building inner strength is one of the most important aspects of personal growth in Stoic philosophy. Inner strength is the ability to remain calm, resilient, and focused in the face of adversity. It's about cultivating mental and emotional resilience, so that no matter what life throws at you, you remain grounded in your principles. What is inner strength? Inner strength is not about physical power, but about mental and emotional fortitude. It's the ability to persevere through challenges, to maintain self-control in difficult situations, and to stay true to your values no matter the circumstances. The Stoics believe that true strength comes from within. As Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This means that the challenges we face are opportunities to build inner strength and develop resilience. How to build inner strength? Embrace challenges. Challenges are opportunities to grow. Instead of avoiding difficult situations, face them head-on. Each time you overcome a challenge, you strengthen your inner resolve. Practice self-discipline. Inner strength is built through consistent self-discipline. This means controlling your impulses, sticking to your commitments, and doing what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable. Stay focused on your goals. Inner strength comes from having a clear sense of purpose. When you stay focused on your goals, you develop the resilience needed to overcome obstacles and stay on track. Develop emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is the ability to manage your emotions in a healthy way. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but rather understanding and controlling them so that they don't control you. Example from life. Consider someone who is going through a difficult time at work. Instead of letting the stress overwhelm them, they choose to see the situation as an opportunity to build their inner strength. They stay calm under pressure, practice patience, and focus on finding solutions instead of complaining. As a result, they not only overcome the challenge but also come out stronger and more resilient. Stoicism and inner strength. In Stoicism, building inner strength is a central theme. The Stoics believe that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. This mindset helps cultivate inner strength because it shifts the focus from external circumstances to internal mastery. Epictetus said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." This teaches us that inner strength is built by changing our perspective and focusing on what we can control. How to maintain inner strength practice: mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stay present and aware of your thoughts and emotions. This awareness allows you to respond to challenges with calm and clarity rather than reacting impulsively. Reflect on past successes. When faced with a challenge, remind yourself of the times you've overcome difficulties in the past. This helps reinforce your belief in your own inner strength and resilience. Surround yourself with supportive people. Building inner strength doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Surround yourself with people who support your growth and encourage you to stay strong in the face of adversity. Stay true to your values. Inner strength comes from living according to your values. When you stay true to your principles, you develop the confidence and resilience needed to navigate life's challenges. Conclusion. Building inner strength is a lifelong process that requires patience, discipline, and a commitment to personal growth. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from within, and that the challenges we face are opportunities to develop resilience and wisdom. By embracing challenges, practicing self-discipline, and staying focused on our values, we can cultivate the inner strength needed to live a fulfilling and purposeful life. Building inner strength. Inner strength is the foundation that allows us to face the challenges and uncertainties of life with resilience and determination. It is not something that can be developed overnight, but is cultivated through conscious effort, discipline, and self-awareness. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of developing inner strength, not only for personal growth, but also for enduring the inevitable hardships that life presents. Why is inner strength important? Inner strength allows us to maintain our composure in difficult situations. It helps us to keep moving forward even when everything seems to be against us. As Seneca once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." In this sense, challenges are not something to avoid, but opportunities to build your inner resolve. Inner strength is about more than just emotional resilience. It's also about mental discipline and the ability to stay focused on what truly matters, regardless of external distractions. How to build inner strength. Practice self-discipline. One of the key elements of inner strength is self-discipline. Whether it's setting goals, maintaining healthy habits, or sticking to your principles, discipline is essential for developing strength of character. Embrace discomfort. Inner strength grows through adversity. Don't shy away from difficult situations or challenges. Instead, face them head-on, knowing that each difficulty is an opportunity to grow stronger. Stay focused on your values. To build inner strength, you need a clear understanding of what you stand for. Your values and principles are your foundation. In moments of weakness or doubt, return to your core values as a guide. Cultivate patience. Patience is a vital aspect of inner strength. It allows you to endure difficult circumstances without becoming overwhelmed or frustrated. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Take full account of the misfortunes that have befallen others and bear your own misfortunes with dignity." Example from life. Consider someone training for a marathon. They know that the journey won't be easy. There will be days of pain, exhaustion, and self-doubt. But by pushing through these challenges, they build both physical and mental endurance. Similarly, in life, by confronting difficulties and not giving up, we develop the inner strength needed to achieve our goals. Stoicism and the development of inner strength. Stoicism teaches that life is full of challenges, but how we respond to them is what defines us. The Stoics viewed challenges as tests of our inner strength. Epictetus said, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it." Inner strength also involves emotional regulation. It's about not being swayed by fleeting emotions or external events. Stoicism teaches that our emotions are within our control, and with practice, we can develop the strength to remain calm in the face of adversity. How to stay focused on inner strength. Daily reflection. Reflect on your actions each day and ask yourself if you acted with strength and integrity. Were there moments where you could have been more patient, more disciplined, or more resilient? Meditate on challenges. When faced with a challenge, pause and reflect on how you can use this situation to grow. Instead of viewing obstacles as setbacks, view them as opportunities to strengthen your inner resolve. Surround yourself with strength. The people you surround yourself with can either weaken or strengthen your inner resolve. Seek out relationships that challenge you to grow, not those that pull you down. Conclusion. Building inner strength is a lifelong journey. It requires discipline, patience, and the willingness to embrace challenges. By developing your inner strength, you can face life's difficulties with grace and resilience. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength comes not from avoiding hardship, but from confronting it head-on and using it as a tool for personal growth. Maintaining focus on personal growth. In a world full of distractions and competing priorities, staying focused on personal growth can be challenging. But for those who want to live a meaningful and fulfilled life, it's essential. Personal growth is not a one-time event, but a continuous process that requires dedication and self-awareness. The importance of personal growth. Personal growth allows you to become the best version of yourself. It's about constantly improving, learning from mistakes, and striving to reach your full potential. As the Stoics believed, life's purpose is to live in accordance with virtue, and personal growth is the path to achieving that. Seneca wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This means that we must continually strive for growth, no matter our age or circumstances. How to stay focused on personal growth. Set clear goals. Having clear, actionable goals is essential for personal growth. Whether it's improving your health, learning a new skill, or working on your relationships, goals give you direction and motivation. Reflect regularly. Take time to reflect on your progress. Are you moving closer to your goals? What have you learned along the way? Regular reflection helps keep you on track and allows you to make adjustments when needed. Stay disciplined. Personal growth requires consistency. Discipline yourself to stick to your routines and habits, even when it's difficult. This is where the Stoic principle of self-control comes into play. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be." Be one. Learn from failure. Growth doesn't come from success alone. Often it's our failures that teach us the most. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. Seek inspiration. Personal growth is easier when you're surrounded by people who inspire you. Whether it's mentors, friends, or even books, seek out sources of inspiration that push you to become better. Example from life. Imagine someone who decides to improve their health by exercising regularly and eating better. At first, it's easy to stay motivated, but as time goes on, they encounter setbacks, perhaps a busy schedule or an injury. However, by staying disciplined and focused on their goal, they continue to make progress, even if it's slow. Over time, they see significant improvements not only in their health, but in their self-discipline and confidence as well. Stoicism and personal growth. Stoicism teaches that personal growth is a lifelong journey. The Stoics believe that virtue, the highest good, is achieved through continuous self-improvement. Epictetus emphasized that Progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. Personal growth in Stoicism is about developing wisdom, courage, self-control, and justice. It's about becoming a person who can handle life's challenges with grace and wisdom. How to maintain focus on personal growth. Prioritize your time. In order to stay focused on personal growth, you need to prioritize your time and energy. This may mean saying no to distractions or commitments that don't align with your goals. Create a routine. A consistent routine helps keep you on track. Whether it's setting aside time each day for reflection, learning, or working toward your goals, routines help build the discipline needed for personal growth. Stay patient. Growth takes time. Don't expect immediate results. Patience is key, especially when progress seems slow. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Perfection of character is this, to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense." Measure your progress. Keep track of your growth. Whether through journaling, self-assessments, or feedback from others, regularly measuring your progress will help you stay focused and motivated. Conclusion. Staying focused on personal growth is a continuous process that requires dedication, discipline, and self-awareness. By setting clear goals, reflecting regularly, and embracing both success and failure, you can stay on the path to becoming the best version of yourself. Stoicism teaches that the pursuit of personal growth is not about perfection, but about constant improvement and living in alignment with your highest values, inspiring others through your own growth. One of the greatest outcomes of self-growth is the ability to inspire and influence others in a positive way. When you live according to your values, cultivate inner strength, and continually grow as a person, you naturally become a source of inspiration for those around you. This is a key principle in Stoicism, not only to improve oneself, but to also positively impact others. The power of leading by example. You don't need to preach to others or tell them what to do. Often, the most powerful way to inspire others is by leading by example. When people see how you handle challenges with grace, how you remain composed in difficult situations, and how you're committed to personal growth, they will be inspired to reflect on their own lives. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "No action of another can deprive us of our own control over our thoughts and actions." When you demonstrate self-control, willpower, and wise decision-making, you inspire others to become better. How to become a source of inspiration? Be consistent. People respect consistency and perseverance. When they see you continually working on yourself, overcoming difficulties, and achieving results, it earns their respect and motivates them to pursue their own growth. Share your knowledge. Help others grow by sharing your experiences and wisdom. This could be through advice, support, or even just showing how you solve your problems. Show empathy and support. People often need support, especially when they're on the path to change. Show empathy toward those who are struggling and help them if you can. Example from life. Consider someone who has struggled with their health but has turned their life around through discipline and effort. Their friends and family notice the transformation and begin to ask how they did it. Instead of just telling them what to do, this person shares their journey, offering advice and encouragement. Through their actions and persistence, they inspire others to take control of their health as well. Stoicism and inspiring others. Stoicism teaches that our actions, more than our words, are what influence others. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This means that the best way to teach others is through living according to the principles you believe in. Inspiring others is not about forcing them to change, but about living in a way that naturally encourages others to follow your example. Conclusion. Inspiring others through your own growth is one of the most rewarding aspects of personal development. By leading by example, sharing your wisdom, and offering support, you can motivate others to improve their lives. Stoicism teaches that the best way to influence others is not through words, but through actions that reflect wisdom, courage, and self-control. Final thoughts. The journey to understanding yourself is a lifelong process. It requires self-observation, acceptance, responsibility, and the cultivation of inner strength. As you grow, you'll inspire others to do the same. Stoicism offers timeless wisdom to guide us on this journey, teaching us that the most important thing in life is not external success, but the mastery of ourselves and the ability to live according to our values. Remember, true strength comes from within, and the more you focus on your personal growth, the more you will inspire others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery and transformation.